Hi, this is Reddit Confessions channel. The moment I stood up, her laughter paused, not out of guilt or surprise. She just didn't notice. Ellis had said something clever, probably another joke about office husbands, and the table had burst into laughter. Everyone joined in. Everyone except me. I slid my chair back, careful not to nudge the small ceramic cup of cappuccino in front of me, and touched cooling. Odd how steady my hands were when everything inside me felt like it was collapsing. She was too busy flipping her hair, too busy adjusting her jacket with that studied elegance, the kind that screamed, "Watch me," but whispered, "Don't you dare speak of it." And Ellis. He leaned in closer like he'd won a prize, one I didn't even know was being offered. 3 people turned their heads as I walked past. One of them, Trina, a junior account rep, parted her lips like she wanted to speak, then closed them again. I didn't stop walking, not until I reached the cafe door. That's when it hit, the silence. The laughter had vanished. The scraping of cutlery and the clinking of stir sticks fell away like a cut scene. In that strange quiet, I heard it, my name, barely audible. Her voice. Lennon. I didn't turn around. I stepped outside. It wasn't raining, but the sky looked like it might cry for me. That would been nice. I'd forgotten what it felt like to be cried for. This whole outing had been her suggestion. Let's build more team spirit, Shed said 3 weeks ago. Something casual. Coffee, connection. You know, I had shown up every time. Smiled at the right moments. Laughed even when I didn't get the joke. But today, I was invisible. And it wasn't just her posture, or how she leaned into him. It was how she poured sugar into Ellis' drink without asking. The way he brushed against her shoulder, as if it had become a habit. The way she placed her hand on his forearm and didn't move it for long seconds while telling a story. A story about our dog. Only she didn't use my name. She used his. She didn't ignore me. She erased me. And the worst part, it worked. No one asked where I went. No one followed. I walked for blocks without direction, past a florist, past a shuttered bookshop with faded covers in the display. I kept walking, numb, until my phone buzzed. Unknown sender. You're not imagining things. She's been lying. Check the shared calendar. Friday nights. Just a number. No name. But it felt real. I opened our shared digital calendar. And suddenly, my hands weren't steady anymore. Friday nights, blocked. Client review, do not disturb. Every single week. Repeating. I had never questioned it. I just microwaved leftovers and watched reruns while she stayed late working. But now, attached to those calendar events, were hidden files. Receipts. Hotel reservations. Dinner confirmations. All with timestamps. They lined up perfectly. I stopped seeing a calendar. I saw a map, a carefully drawn route leading directly to betrayal. I don't remember walking home. 1 minute I was on the sidewalk outside Morning Roast. The next, I was in our apartment, the door half open, my shoes still on. Everything looked the same. Her jacket on the hook. Keys in the bowl. That candle she always lights but never finishes. It all felt rented. Like nothing in that apartment belonged to me anymore. Not even the silence. I sat on the couch, pulled the calendar back up, and scrolled deeper. That sick part of your brain, the one that wants to know everything even if it'll break you. It took control. The dinners, the spas, wine tastings, massage appointments with 2 names. All listed under client relations. Every detail, just sitting there, shameless. In the color-coded planner I helped her organize 3 years ago. I didn't even know who had texted me. I tried replying. Message gone. Deleted. No history. Just the echo. At nearly noon, she texted, "Zoe, hey, you okay? You left weird this morning. Can we talk tonight?" No apology. No concern. Just curiosity. Like it'd spilled water at brunch. Not like it walked out on our life. I couldn't respond. My fingers hovered over the keyboard for 20 minutes before I tossed the phone across the room. It landed softly on the carpet. Of course it didn't break. I opened my laptop. I rarely used my personal email anymore, just spam and coupons. But there, buried between newsletters, were 2 new messages from unknown addresses. Subject lines that made my stomach tighten. You should see what she's really been up to. Sorry. Not trying to hurt you. Just tired of the lies. I clicked the first one. Photos, Zoe. That same burgundy blazer she wore last Friday. Standing outside the Howridge Hotel. With Ellis. Laughing. Hugging. Kissing. His hand on her waist. Her fingers in his hair. Smiling like nothing mattered. I used to love that smile. Now it felt like poison. I closed the laptop. I couldn't breathe. She hadn't even tried to hide it. No password locks. No secret email. She didn't think it'd ever look. Because she didn't think I mattered enough to check. That broke me. Not the cheating. The indifference. She texted again later. Zoe, hi. Seriously? Can we talk? You've been quiet all day. Still no mention of the truth. That evening, she walked through the door like it was just another day. Humming. Tossed her bag on the counter, heels clicking across the hardwood. She poured a glass of almond milk. Took a sip. Smiled. Hey, she said. You left in kind of a weird mood. Everything all right? Like nothing had happened. Like we were still the happy couple with a dog and matching playlists. My voice barely worked. What do you usually do on Friday nights? I asked. She blinked. Tilted her head. Why? You always block them off. Client meetings. Curious what they involve. The first flicker of calculation sparked behind her eyes. Are you spying on my calendar now? No. I just looked. I stepped toward the counter, picked up a padded envelope, and placed it in front of her. Open it. She hesitated, but she couldn't resist. Inside printed screenshots, calendar entries, hotel confirmations, a photo. Not even the worst one. Just enough. Her mouth opened, then closed. Who sent this? Someone who finally got tired of your lies. I don't know who they are, but they're not the villain in this. She said the words every guilty person says. It's not what it looks like. I laughed dry and bitter. It never is. That night, I slept on the couch. She didn't cry. She didn't fight. She paced the apartment quietly, like she still thought she could fix it with the right words. But I didn't want words. I wanted honesty. And she had nothing left to give. The next morning, I left early. Didn't want to hear her fake a yawn and pretend like we were still playing house. I left a note on the kitchen table. Don't talk to me until you're ready to tell the truth. The whole truth. Not just the version where you come out looking brave. I walked to the park we used to visit. Sat on a bench. The same bench where I once told her I wanted to start trying for kids. She cried that day. Said I'd make a great father. We never tried. Said it wasn't the right time. Now I knew. She just didn't want to build a future with me. That afternoon, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It was Alice. I didn't know she was married. She said you were separated. I'm sorry. And just like that, another brick fell from the wall. She hadn't just strayed. She'd rewritten the story, cast herself as single. Removed me completely. Number ring. No vows. No history. Just a lie. I didn't respond. When I returned home, she was dressed like she was going to Sunday brunch. Hair done. Makeup flawless. Face tight. She didn't look up. I didn't sleep, she said. Didn't eat. I don't know what to say. I said nothing. She added, quickly, I didn't tell him we were separated to be cruel. I felt trapped. Saying I was married made it feel too real. I turned to her, no. You weren't trapped. You were bored. And instead of telling me, you built another life, one where I didn't exist. Her lips trembled. You'll pack a bag. Stay with a friend. Ellis. She flinched. No. That's over. It was never about him. She looked confused. It was about how easily you replaced me. How effortlessly you rewrote me out of my own story.